Kim. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Jules. Hi, Kari. Hi, Kisa. Hi, Alex. Hi, Rach. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kisa. Hi, Laura. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Amber. Hi, Erica. I don't think I've ever seen you in glasses.
You know, these are my blue light ones. We've been working so much lately. So many screens all the time.
And you look so fun and fabulous with them as all. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jules. Okay, I have some announcements, and I have Kisa kind of going over something before we dive into our call, Erica. So I'm going to mute everybody and just kind of cover this stuff first and dive into our beautiful call with you. Hey, you guys, thanks so much for hopping on for our Monday night team call. It's always a pleasure to be with you guys, and especially during everything that's kind of going on right now. I just really want to honor your commitment. I want to honor your work ethic. I want to honor this community. Like, it's so fun to be able to see each other's faces, to be able to lift each other up, to be able to laugh, to be able to smile. And I love that our businesses are not hindered in any way by, COVID-19. If anything, they're growing. So just a huge joy to be here with all of you guys. In case you didn't know, Isagenix initially had committed to donating over $200,000 in products to those affected by COVID-19, and we have now done over $1.25 million in retail value. Like, that's incredible, right? That's absolutely incredible. And I just hope that you guys realize the company we're behind. So when you see some of the rumors and everything that's happening, like, that is the heart of this company. That is the service of this company. That is the integrity of this company, right? And I just love that we're behind that. Remember, with the executive lifestyle bonus, you have to be paid the entire month as executive, plus you have to enroll a minimum of like 2 people. So I know that some of you earned that in February or March. February, now we're doing it in March. So just stay on top of that. And it's $750 for the first month, in the second month, and then the third month is $1,000. So it could be a $10,000 raise in your business, right? That just really be on track of that and really focus on the race to executive. Immune with zinc is currently still out of stock, but the immune booster is still out. Our shakes boost the immune system. We've got greens, we've got bone broth, we've got sea light, a ton of products out there that can really help. ISA Academy is free now. It's on May 2nd. It's virtual. I'm one of the amazing trainers and lineup that it's going to be free. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be on Isagenix Live. And if you didn't hear, Celebration is also going to be virtual. So I know we're all so sad that we're not going to be going to Park City. It's also amazing that it's free, so even more people can attend. And then for those of you that were in the ISA rally, because we cannot be going to Celebration and having this incredible experience there, it is now moved to the Riviera Maya. So I know some teams are doing really well, that if that's not a little bit of incentive to work towards Mexico, I just really want to encourage you guys to work really, really hard till that contest period ends because it's going to be amazing for everybody. And before I get into our hospital donation, I just want to remind you guys that there's a lot of calls happening right now, like a lot. And don't overwhelm yourself by that, okay? So one of my good friends on another team was like, oh my gosh, there's so many calls. I don't even know what to do with all the calls. And I said, look at that as a gift, right? Let's look at this as an opportunity, as a blessing, like that we have this incredible training and we have this unity as a team. I was one big team to offer so many different types of training. So no, you don't want your entire team feeling like all day long they're on calls, or that every prospect has to get on the calls, but that there is super Saturdays, almost every Saturday, that there's an option, and there's an athlete call and a mom call and business calls and product calls, and Dr. Josh Plant is doing them, and the Cougars and Emily Vavra, and just watch that. So Isagenix is posting them. You can go to isagenixbusiness.com under ISA FYI, see the calls that are posted. And then just pick out the ones that stand out to you, right? Like Lindsay Hopner had a call today, how to launch a new business. Some people got on, some people didn't. If that doesn't jive with you, cool. If it does, put it in your calendar, write the Zoom meeting ID, and get on. But just know that those are a gift. That's an opportunity. It's not an obligation. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get on every one. Just find the ones that align with you that you need, and just be so thankful that our amazing company is coming together to teach us on so many different levels. So the only thing that I get to chat about right now, and Kisa's going to chime in here before we bring on Erica, is I was so moved and so touched by this Adopt a Hospital thing that I saw happening on the East Coast. So I saw them posting about it, and then I saw these nurses and doctors, right, like getting our products, and I'm like, that's amazing. What's happening? And I reached out to my good friend Jamie Lynn, who was working with Kristen, who was working with this girl Raina, to try and figure out what was happening. And ultimately, we were using our downline, our wholesale accounts, to run orders and take donations to ship them to the hospitals or to these medical centers that they can have incredible nutrition. So when you think about what these nurses and doctors are eating and consuming that are working around the clock, let's just say it's not nutritious. I'm not going to bash it, but it's not ideal. And when you think about some of the things that Isagenix can provide, whether it's BIA, right, the all natural energy drink, it's e-shots, it's bars, it's bone broth, it's slim cakes, it's whey thins, it's shakes, right? We can do this. And so the idea was to say, okay, I can run an additional order in my downline, right? So at this time, my account is active. Alex is my personally enrolled. She didn't order 100 BV this month, and say, you know what, I'm going to go into Alex's account. I'm going to run an order. I'm going to change the billing to me, and I'm going to ship it to Mercy Hospital in St. Louis, and I'm going to give $100 worth of BIA to these medical workers that need it, right? Like, that's the concept of it. The other idea was to be able to collect donations from people. So we put this PDF together. It's getting posted now that I've worked through some of the kinks and how to build a recommended cart. So I went into my neighborhood page, basically said what I just said to you. Hey, it's come to my attention that the medical workers are not getting the nutrition they need. We as a team are putting together a donation package. We are shipping, superfood nutrition that's sealed and packaged directly to the hospitals. If you would like to contribute or make a donation, please reach out to me. So let's say Danielle's in my Nextdoor app and she's like, hey, I want to give you $50. How does this work? So in theory, she could Venmo me $50 and then I go run an order, right? And ship it to them and I send her the order receipt. Or I ask for her credit card and I'm like, ooh, Kathy is inactive. Could I run an order through Kathy, help get Sherry back to consultant, but still make sure Danielle's donation and order is shipped to Mercy Hospital, right? So it gets to be a little bit confusing. And Keitha reached out to Cal and has some clarifications. I'm going to ask her to just hop on here and share what we found out because we want to do this right. We want to be compliant. But ultimately, my final stance on this is do the right thing. If your neighbor gives you $50 and you don't order Isagenix products and you take the $50, you are a terrible person, okay? This idea is to create community and camaraderie so that all of the money, all of the focus, all of our extra push, yes, it's bringing business volume through our team, but we're shipping products to the hospitals, right? That is the thing that this has to happen. Don't ship them to yourself saying you're gonna do deliveries and drop-offs. Like, we put together 4 hospitals. I know, like, Ken has a connection with a different hospital and Sherry had a connection with a different hospital. If you know someone and you have a direct contact, you don't have to work with the 4. But the idea is that the products are going to the people that need them the most. So Keisha, if you could just pop on here and share what you have, and then we're going to bring on Erica because I'm fired up.
Yes. So I think it's an amazing, amazing and generous cause. And we just want to make sure we're staying as compliant as possible and we're doing the right thing. Just so, you know, across the board, no one gets into trouble and everyone views this as the right and generous thing to do. So what I found out from legal was really just a few things. I'm going to read just a little piece of it just so that it's the wording from them and not me. They said they should also clearly state that they are doing this on their own as an independent and not in partnership with the corporate office. So, you know, just making sure that you're saying that this is a promotion or something from you as an associate directly. And then also that we, like Lauren said, make sure that the money is actually going toward products for the hospitals, whatever hospital you choose. So having a paper trail or, you know, just documentation that that's what happened. And that's pretty much it. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So if you guys have questions, let me know. And for those of you that are on Erica's team or Jandy's team that popped on, if you want to be a part of this, I'm happy to send the PDF and kind of explain what we learned, and you guys can do it or find hospitals in Spokane or California or wherever that you want to contribute or do hours. But it's a great thing, and ultimately more than anything is that we have the ability to really help these people. So my cousin, who is my sponsor, who's a physician's assistant, obviously helped me get connected to the medical center here in Aurora, which is a COVID hospital, you know, and she's working it. And when I was working on it, she goes, you have to have a name. Like, you can't just send this product here, we'll send it back, you know? So she put me in touch with the person in charge of the culinary and nutrition department that can receive these products and put it in the right places. So you just kind of have to take some extra steps with this. But she was like, I can't believe that you guys have thought about doing this. And I can't take the credit. The East Coast definitely gets the credit. I'm just duplicating it, but she's like, you have no idea the garbage they're eating and how hard people are working right now, you know? And for example, one hospital here in Colorado had 4 patients 2 weeks ago, 9 last week, and there's 60 in there right now. And these people need like insane care and what they're giving. And just imagine when you're exhausted and what a BIA makes you feel like. Like, I'm not trying to be funny here, I'm being dead serious, that we can give that to people, you know? And like how alive you feel when you have a shake, when you have an e-shot, and that these people who are on the front line like really can use this right now. So I had a personal goal of $10,000 in our team, right? That's 100 people out of 15,000 in our team, 100 people that have to run an extra $100 order, right? Boom, done. Like, it's not outrageous, but imagine if a lot of people take this on. So that's the initiative. So I'm bringing on Erica. Some of you just heard her mom on our Dash to Director call, and I'm gonna read you her bio because she's so worthy and deserving of it. But when I think about Erica, she is fun. She is so genuine. Like, if I could picture a color, she radiates like the brightest yellow, not just because she's fun, but she is such a ray of sunshine. She makes people so happy and just literally knows how to bring out the best in everybody and pour belief and pull so much encouragement into people. And I debated going to NYKO. It was days after my dad had passed. Erica was one of the first people that I saw, and the hug that she gave me was like, this is why I'm here, because I have to be around people like this. So Erica is 31. She lives in San Diego with her boyfriend, and she is a 2-star. She's also a leader of the Fit Free Life movement. She's been using Isagenix for 11 years. She's been building this business for 5, incredibly passionate about health and wellness and helping build creative mindfulness using superfood nutrition and yoga. She holds 200 yoga hour certifications. Like, that's amazing, right? But one of the things I love about her story is how she walked away from corporate America to really be able to build this business. So Erica, I'm going to invite you out, and I want you to first just share your story. Like, what is it that you love about Isagenix? What did you not like at first? How were you introduced? How did you find your way with it? Like, chat with us like your longer story, not 30-second story.
Okay, I can do that, Lauren. Thank you so much. You guys, it's such an honor to be on this call tonight. Like, Lauren Sims is probably one of the most amazing, incredible leaders that you could align with in this company. Like, she has changed my life on many occasions. She's helped me with my health. She's helped me with my Isagenix business. And on top of that, like, She's literally like a sister to me. And, you know, we just absolutely love her in my family. So Lauren, thank you so much for just like having me on. I'm just happy to be on and share, you guys. Like Isagenix has been such an incredible part of my life for 11 years. I really can't imagine, one, what my life would look like without it now, and two, like looking back, I can't imagine my life, you know, not having Isagenix. We are so flipping blessed. So my story, wow. So for some of you that were on the call before, you probably saw my mom, or maybe if you were in Isagenix, you know my mom, Janie Elo. She is amazing as well. She's my mom, obviously, so I'm biased. Like I love everything about her. She's my best friend, but she really, really has done something incredible with Isagenix and with this opportunity. And Isagenix kind of just like stumbled into our lives. You know, we weren't really looking for it. I was 19 years old when we found Isagenix, and my mom brought it home from a Bible study. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to reset. I'm going to lose the 20 pounds, you know, kind of telling me like her goals and what she's wanting to do with it. And it was my freshman year of college. So I really was not interested. I gained a little bit of fluff in that first semester of school, and I was not super open to doing this with her. She bought me a system as well and was like, during Christmas break, you guys, like the one time that I don't want to do anything, she's like, we're starting this. So we started in December, and I tell you guys, like I didn't start Isagenix because I had a ton of weight to lose. I was an athlete. I played volleyball growing up my whole life, and I really ate healthy. Like I wasn't looking for something that I really needed. Like I said, it just kind of like stumbled into our lives. So I fell in love. You all know it, like day 4, day 5, day 6, like once you have these products in your body, you light up from the inside out. And so I had like energy, I had clarity, I released all that extra fluff. I did release about 8 pounds, you guys, of toxic, just whatever was in me, inflammation, bloating, all that extra water weight, and obviously toxicity. So I got all that out, and I really just started to love Isagenix as a product and as a hobby. I was in the middle of college. I was not interested in building this as a business. It was kind of like 10 years ago, like nobody around my age was really doing this. So for me, I was like, I'm not interested in this. Like, I just want to use the products, have some fun. And when people asked me, I shared. And you guys, Isagenix, our compensation plan, it's incredible, right? So we are able to get paid by referring, you know, this to other people. So when people and my college teammates, and some of my girls are on right now, they've been with me since the beginning. Janelle is on, Steph McBride and I played volleyball in college. So they watched me use Isagenix through these years. So I really, like I said, I treated it as a hobby. It was always around our house. Like, I loved it, but I just really wasn't ready to, one, be my own boss. And like, I didn't understand network marketing. That's okay. Right. So I go about my way. I graduate from college, you guys. I'm a product of the product. Like I said, I loved it. I dabbled in the fitness industry. I worked for a couple of gyms. I nannied. Like, I did not want to use my teaching degree. So I was an education major, and I did not want to be overworked and underpaid, but I really didn't know what else I wanted to do. So I dabbled around, and I just kind of made ends meet. And I got to a point where the gym I was working at was not able to continue to pay me what they were paying me. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm about 25, 26. I guess it's time to get a real job. And I went and did the complete opposite of what my mom was doing. So at this point, my mom is creating, you know, freedom for all of these women, and I'm watching her do it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go work at Yelp. So I'm going to go get a corporate job. I'm going to go sit in a cubicle all day, and I'm going to go do, like I said, go get a big girl real job. So I'm out of school debt free because I played volleyball and I had academic scholarships. So I didn't struggle with student loans. But what I really struggled with was once I got that corporate job, you guys, oh my God, that was a huge pain point for me. Okay. I'm already doing pretty good getting my health in line since I started Isagenix, which is great. But on top of that, I hated making 65 dials a day with a headset on. I felt handcuffed to my desk every single time I clocked in. It was horrible. And I don't know if anyone else has ever felt that way at their cubicle or like working paycheck to paycheck. I was literally living paycheck to paycheck. And about 6 months into this job that is like promoting partying and like just something that I don't really believe in and not really aligning with how I visualized my life, I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do for the next 24 years. Like, are you kidding me? I wasn't born that way. I wanted more. I'd watched my dad have a really successful career in the NBA. So for 14 years, he played in the NBA. My mom was an incredible stay-at-home mom. And then I watched her for the last, so this was about 5 years into Isagenix, create this incredible financial freedom for our family and for other families, all because we ate the food and we loved the food. It's really that simple. So I watched my parents live a different lifestyle and I was like, I want that too. I wanted more choice. I wanted more freedom. I wanted more money. I wanted more time. I wanted to travel the world. I don't want to wait until I'm 55, 65 to go to Bali. Like that is not the time to go. I look good now. I feel good now. Like I want to go now. There was so much that I wanted to do. And like, that is okay if that's you and you're wanting more in life. And then there's also the other part. If it's not you and you do love your job, that is okay too. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So this is another great thing that you can plug into what you're already loving. Lauren talks about this all the time. I learned so much from her, you guys. I literally try to mirror and mimic her all the time. But she talks about, she's like, not everybody wants to be a doctor or a nurse or, you know, an architecture person or like, I mean, all these sorts of things that people do. You don't have to completely shift your life. You can just add this in. But I wanted more. I wanted all of it. So 6 months into my job, I called my mom and I said, get me out of here. Help. I watched you do it with Kelly Dickerhoof, with Lauren Sims, with Kayla Kraft. I mean, her whole line of just these incredible women, like I said, you guys, that I watched do this, literally watched from the very beginning of their first steps into walking across the stage at Isagenix. So I just wanted more and I had other dreams and I fell in love with yoga. I wanted to start pursuing my yoga. So I got to work. You guys, I got seriously to work. And it was doing the do that we all talk about. It really is. It's doing the do of turning off the Netflix and picking up the books. And right now, with all of us staying at home, sheltering in place, social distancing, like you can choose to grow or you can choose to just like stay where you're at. And when all this is done, you can walk out, I don't know, probably more broke and not feeling super great. This is a time to be taking advantage. And like Lauren said too, we have such a gift and such an opportunity. So I'm super fired up. I was able to walk away from my corporate job, you guys. Once I did get to work with my mom, it took me about 6 months. So I did it in the pockets of my time. It's doing it, the calls at lunchtime. It's, you know, going home and instead of, you know, going out with people, I literally had to plug it into my day and start chipping away. And once I was able to walk away, I left that, I literally walked out and I've never looked back. And I'll tell you that I definitely work a lot harder these days than I did when I was in corporate America. That was really easy. Clocking in, clocking out, going to work, doing the do, you know, whatever, complaining, leaving, and that was my day. But this takes more work. It is not only network marketing, but this is personal development with a paycheck. So you are growing yourself as you are creating impact, you know, with this opportunity. And that is what I love. And we all say you earn while you learn. So that is literally what I did. I'd watched people do the steps before me. I'd seen my mom have success. And I was like, I want that. And I just went for it. You fail forward the entire time. And I'm still learning to this day. But that's a little bit of my story. It's kind of all over the place, Laura, but hope that covered, yeah, most of it.
It's so good. I love it. I was actually getting some great little verbiage for you on Instagram. I tried to tag you in it. So if not, let me know. I'll send you the videos because it's so good. You know, and even those parts of like, you know, the paycheck to paycheck. Can you guys imagine 65 dials a day with a headset on? Like, I'm just going to be real honest. Have any of you ever sat down and called 65 people with a headset on about Isagenix? Like, Jessica Rigner talks about that too, how like one of her first sales jobs, they had 100 a day. She was like, they literally said smile and dial and they would give you a list of leads. Like that sounds terrible, you know, and to think how many people are just naturally reaching out to us and these people that we can befriend and then invite them to take a look. And like Erica said, like right now is the time. People want wellness and they need a work from home opportunity, right? Like we really have to rise up to the opportunity, but this time is going to pass. Like I saw Zach Slobin post this thing earlier today of, are you someone that feels like time is going by really slow since the social quarantine or really fast? He was like, mine is going really fast. Like, how is it already Monday? And I am totally like a really fast person. Like, I can't believe it's been a month since we were in New York. Like, you know, I'm like, where is that time even gone? That it's been weeks that we've been social distancing, right? But I think because every day I'm doing these, like I've done more Zoom calls in the last 3 weeks than the last 3 years. I think, I'm not kidding, right? And I'm reading more and I'm working out more. And this is the time. And you're really going to look back come July and say, what did I do? How did I maximize that time? Like, the time you're not commuting, right? The time you're not at your other job. And I know some of you have kids and you're homeschooling, and trust me, I'm sensitive to that. I realize that there's probably more chaos for certain people, but then when you're getting up earlier or staying up late, like how efficient are you in those pockets of your time? You know what I mean? Like I know you're homeschooling or having other jobs, but we can just be so dialed in like 30 minutes, you know, first thing in the morning or before bed, that I just think people are open, that's what we're kind of preaching. So Erica, one of the things that I actually had the privilege of watching, because Erica was at Yelp when I got started. And I remember like asking Janny, like, why is your daughter like working for like corporate, you know, because it was like so not in alignment of the vision she had casted for me. And then I kind of saw her do it and kind of not, and then kind of do it and this and that. And what most of you don't know is she just maxed out the manager pool from last month, right? She had over 200 shares. She earned $1,000. She got a personal call from Jim Coover, right? So from, oh, I'm gonna work at Yelp to, holy crap, I've maxed out the manager pool. I would love for you to share not only how you had to find your authentic way, right? Not to do it Kelly Dickerhoff's way or Lori Stevens' way or your mom's way, but like, how did you find your own kind of voice and culture? And then to talk a little bit about that, the team culture that you've created in this branding, because it's so sexy, it's so fun. Like if I could re-enroll right now, I would be all about the Fit Free movement. So share a little bit about that with us.
You're so sweet, Lauren. No, for sure. Gosh, the Fit Free Life movement, and also kind of it was almost like staying connected to my mom, right? Because a lot of people, you know, assumed, oh, Erica, you know, her mom does Isagenix, she's now in Isagenix, she just must be super, super successful. That's not the case at all. You guys, my mom has a re-entry position. So when she's maxed out her first business center, she's on to the next. I'm in her first very big, like beginning business center, and I have no help from her. So for me, walking away and choosing to do this corporately, when I made that decision, I knew that I was not going to have that much help from her. So I really had to just figure out a way to, one, cut the cord on, I'm not my mom, I'm Erica, and what do I want out of this? And I think that this is what is so huge, and what, Lauren, I feel like you and I really talked about, like when it comes to being real and being authentic and being like, you know, creating your culture in your community. It took me a little bit because, like I said, for a long time, I was in that, not necessarily spotlight, but just kind of like attached to her, or people, like I said, just when I would talk to them about Isagenix, they'd be like, oh, like, you know, not interested, or, you know, I thought you were already doing this with your mom, blah, 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 whatever. But what I really wanted to share with you guys is the more that I just got so clear on who I was and what I wanted with this and what that really looked like, that is when everything started to shift. And what I mean by clear is I really challenged myself to be like, what do I love in life? Like, how did Fit Free Life movement, like our team, you know, team name, team brand, like our movement, whatever you want to call it, Start Your Life movement, there's Babe Brigade, there's tons of teams out there, you guys. So I really just had to dial down and be like, what do I want? Because when I left Yelp and I had worked through like my business, there were people that came into my business during that time that are no longer working the business with me. And you'll find that through the years, and that's okay. Not everybody sticks with this. The ones that do are the ones that win, because you only fail if you quit. So especially in this business. So I just continued to stick with it. But what I'm getting at is that I had to get clear on what I wanted and what that looked like. And I really embodied fitness, and I really embodied moving my body, and I loved yoga, and I'm really passionate about getting people out and about. I think there is just such magic there. And so for me, I was like, that is like what I want to focus on. So fit was part of it, right? Fit Free Life. And then we're like, what else do we want? We want a life of freedom. I wanted a life of freedom in the kitchen, to not be always like worried about what I was going to eat. I wanted freedom in my body, to be able to feel and like love myself as I am. You know, everybody's bodies are so unique and so beautiful. That's what I love about our transformations. Everybody looks so good because everybody is glowing from the inside out. So I really just started to get clear on those things, and it took time. Like it took time and it took some work to figure that out. But I feel like more in like what we've created and what has really helped our movement grow during this time, and I guess just over the last couple of years in general really is really not only the clarity, but just the vision, and that we're doing this with or without you. And like, this is what we embody. So we got clear in our vision, clear in our mission. And that, you guys, this doesn't have to just be like individual with your team or even with Lauren. This can just be with how you're attracting people into your business and what you want that to look like. I was huge on affirmations in the very beginning, and I still am to this day, but I had an affirmation notebook. So I had stuff in there, people that I was looking for when it came to business partners, when it came to my future husband, when it came to my family and friends, like who I'm looking to connect with. And I would write out those character traits and write out things that I was wanting. So when I'm saying like it does the work to get clear, like this is what I was doing. And I started to visualize that, and I started to just speak it into existence, sticky notes up everywhere, always. But I really feel like what happened is one of my girlfriends jumped on, alongside with me and was like, I love this. Let's do it. Let's keep going. For a long time, it was just Janelle and I, the two of us trucking through. Then another one jumped on. Then we got Shayla. Then we got Steph. Like more and more started to just, people just started to come to us because they saw what we were up to and saw what we were part of. And, I mean, Lauren, if you want me to like pivot on this, or if you have any other questions as far as like creating this culture and community goes, I can like continue to direct. But
it's so amazing. It's so amazing. And I love this. And I just want to like reiterate some of the things that you have, because sometimes when people, you get lost in the story, but how they can do this. But she got so clear on the culture, like what did she love? And so, spending time to say, okay, I want to have fitness, right? And she likes to be fit and wanting to have free. And how do you mobilize this with other people? That might be totally different for somebody else, but that's why if you see Erica and 20 of her girls at an event, it might look totally different than Laura and Sherry and 20 of their girls. And there's room for everybody in this, And so I love that. And I would say like mine and Rachel's teams look so different, and they're both incredible and they're full of beautiful people, but we attract in different people and just that abundance mindset. So you did talk a little bit about affirmations. I want to have you talk a bit here on like personal development. And what are some of the things that maybe you were resistant to in the beginning? What were some of the things you started doing, and what do you do now? Partially because they work, and just like how those have affected your business and the people in your team.
Oh my gosh, such a great question. I mean, honestly, like I was the only person in my own way. And I feel like that is like, for most of us, that is going to be the case. I was in my own head with a lot of things when it came to everything. And you really just have to get out of your own head. And going back to kind of talking, authentically, and Lauren, and being real and like sharing who you are and all of that, I feel like, especially in a time right now when all we are doing, you guys, we only can connect on social media. We literally cannot go out and even talk in the grocery stores. Like they're, everyone's like social distancing 6 feet. Costco's got us in lines all around the corners. Like it's just different. So we're really, really focused on connecting online. And I think that is where you have opportunity to share and to show what you're about. But we're really focused on is stopping the scroll. And you want people to see what you're up to. And I think that another thing when it comes to social media right now is a lot of people are focused on, we talked about this in my Bible study the other night. We just joined a Bible study with Kelly Dickerhoof. She's incredible too. I know you guys are probably familiar with her, but we talked about people being seen and just how you see people. And I feel like a lot of times, especially right now with how we're connecting, we can scroll through. Maybe you like double tap, stop, comment, like keep it going, not really actually seeing people for who they are and really actually taking the time to sit and like connect with them. That is huge. And so for me, like slowing down and really, it's always a numbers game, right? Like it's always a numbers game. My mom has always told me, he who talks to the most people wins. If you are continually talking to people all the time, like you will succeed at this. So it really just depends on how you're setting your numbers. Are you talking to 10 people a day? You're talking to 100 people a day, right? But regardless, you really are just focused more on connecting because everybody is not feeling seen because we're only socializing there, tapping through stories or going quick. So you're focusing on stopping the scroll and really connecting with people one-on-one. And what does that look like? I mean, obviously it's voice messages. We just talked on yesterday on my team call about people sending out 15-second video messages now, just so that people can see your face and can connect with you that way. So I feel like just getting back to being so yourself and getting out of your own way. When I broke down those walls and when I started pushing through this personal development, I threw myself in coming out of Yelp because I knew that what I was doing and what I had been doing all the way up until that point really didn't serve me and the vision that I wanted to go towards, right, Laura? So I was focused on, like really just like reinventing who I wanted to be and what I wanted to be and where that took me and what did my life look like. And that, like I said, and like Lauren said, it does sometimes take some time, but because I took the time to do it and because I threw myself into the personal development, which was going to events. So right now we can't do that. So you plug in, you've got to plug in. I literally say it all the time. You've got to plug into corporate. Corporate events are so huge. It is like the main part. I cried when Celebration got canceled. Janelle and I FaceTimed. We were like, oh no, like why? That is like my favorite thing, is to be plugged in and to hug all of my Isagenix family. So our corporate events train you, equip you. That's how you plug in. That's how I threw myself into personal development right away. I started reading stuff. All of the stuff that IPAs that you're supposed to be doing when you're building, you're still doing as you're going through personal development. The only thing that really slowed me down when I said I was in my own way, you guys, was just like I wasn't running calls yet. Not getting out in front of people, I was caring too much what people think. All the things that everybody talks about, those are just blockages and obstacles in your way. When you push past and you really are just so real, so raw, don't care, know your vision, clear where you're going, got your squad, 1 person, 5 people, 150,000. It doesn't matter where you're going and what do you want with this, people will get in line and follow. And so I think, yeah, Laura, do you have something else that you wanted to jump on?
I had the privilege of watching that. So an important piece that Erica kind of didn't share, but I think I'm online when I say this. Like I'm such a believer that when one door closes, another one opens, right? Like I was like that sometimes, like going through terrible breakups, and I would always be like, okay, God has something better for me, right? Like that was not supposed to work out, and it hurt at the time, but I had to trust something was around the corner. And when I went through hardships like that, that's just me, the ultimate optimist. Like I'm just an ultimate positive person. Like it's not that I'm numb to when stuff goes wrong or shit hits the fan. I just want to fix it. I just want to take action. I want to like find a solution, or I want to get back to things that make me feel good. And Erica went through something really horrific, but she lost her Instagram account. And when I say that she went through something horrific, I have to clarify on this. That she had been certified. She had, hundreds of thousands of followers. There was like this network of people, right? But someone who tried to copy her got her original one taken down, right? And so this reach that she had and this following and this brand, it's like it slammed the door in her face. And she went through so much to try to activate it. Like I remember her telling Jessica and I, like she was sending in her IDs and her passports and arguing it. And long story short, that account got closed. But through that became this rebranding. And through that became this opportunity to reinvent herself. And I watched her team like go from kind of this hobby mentality, or like, oh, I can just do this fun thing, to like, it was really, she had serious like committed business builders and people that were competitive and running with her, and they were getting on calls together, and they were rank advancing together, and they were doing their social media recognition together. And like it was so different. I didn't even realize at first it was Erica. Like I remember Jessica and I having this conversation. I was like, who? And I was like, oh my God, that's Erica. Like that's Erica's team, because it was so different. And so sometimes if you're saying like what got me here is not getting me there, or like I'm in a rut, like I'm not able to get through this plateau, like how do I it's slow down, like maybe don't post the same things that you've been posting for the last year, try a new filter, try something different. And the number one thing that I keep sharing with people, like if you don't have the time to put these gorgeous, beautiful, Bali Instagram photos together like Audrey Moss, you have to add value. Right? You have to add value. And like that's something Zach Slobin does so well. And every one of you can do this, and not just value towards network marketing, right? Value, like what do you do that the other 1,000 people that posted at that moment didn't do, that people are drawn to you? Like what is Rachel Hollis doing? How is she creating value? Right? She did that before she became a gazillionaire, right? And everybody was following her. Before she wrote the book, she had to have done that, which is how she wrote the book. How does Les Brown create value? How does Tony Robbins create value? And just ask yourself, like, how is this helping somebody else? And I love that. And I watched you do that, Erica. So I'm so grateful you did that. I would love for you to touch a little bit right now on just consistency and work ethic and IPAs, right? Because this business is fun. And if you go to Erica's page, it looks like they're just getting paid to do yoga and drink fun energy drinks on the beach, which is amazing, right? It's great branding and it draws you in. But talk about, like, what does a day look like for you? What does a week look like for you that you've been so successful in this business? Like, you don't crush the manager fools if you're not hustling. So I want them to hear it from you. Like, what does a day of your business look like, either pre-COVID-19 or during?
Yeah, no, that's so great, Lauren. I think you just covered so many amazing points too. Just talking about, we don't need another Tony Robbins, and we don't need another, Rachel Hollis. We need you to show up as you are. And I swear that, like, the more that I really, and you said it's like a whole rebranding. When I lost my Instagram, you guys, it was like the complete opposite of what we're doing now. So I was like, okay, I'm going to, shut this down. I'm going to get out in the world. And so I actually went out and started connecting, and really focusing on my belly to belly, on being in person, on presenting, and just kind of took a break from social media, came back, and have literally started from scratch, from ground zero, which is super crazy. So one thing I always say is of super importance right now, when all we can depend on is online connections and reaching out. Make sure that your list is somewhere else, offline, and get people's information too. It is so important. That is why I try to flip people from online conversations to offline very quickly, because that situation could happen for everyone. What if the internet goes out? We don't know. So it is just really important to do that. But shoot, Lauren, now I forgot your question. Where are we headed?
Just your consistency, what you do in a day, like your work ethic,
what I
your
do in a day. That has been such a game changer. And I think that really shifting my focus into where do I not have to reinvent the wheel, right? Isagenix has literally gifted us with every single resource, tool, website, everything that we need, you guys. And for a couple of years, and like Lauren said, if you're great at social media graphics, awesome. There's certain people on my team and that I'm really good at it. There's other people that it's not their forte. You do not have to be successful in social media graphic design to be successful in Isagenix. Do not think that. Everybody can be successful in this industry, and especially in our company. But consistency in the business is so important, you guys. And looking back, it makes sense on where areas of my growth were high and slow and low and all sorts of areas, because it is literally all dependent on your consistency and on your focus. Days like my days now are obviously probably similar to a lot of your guys's. So there's a ton of Zoom calls, a lot of connecting. Right now, my team and I are running a 100-day challenge. We just kind of whipped it up, came up with it. It's called 100 Days of No's. So we're going for no's, and that means that you're actually having conversations with people every single day. So it's kind of this fun little reverse, and we're celebrating which a no to us is a not right now. So a not right now, 100 days of no's. And it was going to be, and it still is, leading up to Global Celebration. So that's a kind of a really cool challenge that we just launched. I also feel like having a focus, right? A focus on something of what's always coming next. So for us, it's always events. So we're focused on the next event, whether that's a local event for us, a corporate event, but always focused on an event, and then always just dialing into what our next goals are. So breaking down the months has been really good for my team. We jump on, obviously we're on calls all together all the time, but every first Sunday of the month, we jump on a team call together. And then throughout the week, my schedule nowadays, like I said, has been constant Zoom calls, constant connecting, and also unplugging. I am a yogi. I am super into balance in the sense of taking a break from all of this as well, because I feel like if you can't pour from your full cup and aren't really serving yourself, you're not going to be that energy coming across to others, whether that's a conversation, a Zoom call, all of that. So really making sure that I am taking care of myself during this so that I can show up when people, when I'm in conversations. So a lot of consistency in just literally day-to-day rituals. for me, what's helped is mapping out my calendar a lot. I time block, I highlight, and put stuff in your phone, setting alarms. I mean, it's really simple stuff, you guys. I don't know your schedules. I don't know what each of you does outside of this for work or how you've been affected by this. But regardless, like, you can find a way to like map out your schedule, map out your day. And then my team and I have been focused on income producing activities. And there's literally on Isagenix Business, like a part of the website that is all focused on income producing activities and what that looks like. That's reaching out to, people. It's my connections, it's my meetings, it's my follow-ups, and it's my enrollments. And I'm constantly shifting through those. Who am I connecting with today? Who am I meeting with today? Is a meeting a phone call, a Zoom call? Are they joining me on an opportunity meeting? Who am I, following up with? Who's taking a look at information? Who's ready to order, you guys? That sort of thing. And then who am I enrolling? And it's just pushing through that every single day. So it's income producing activities. And it's also, I think, a balance right now with social media. Just because everybody's, pretty much doing like stay at home stuff. So I think there's a balance in how I am showing up there, but it's just kind of personal preference. I show up when I feel like it. And like I said, I only show up when I'm ready to really pour from a full cup. So that's kind of how I do it, Laura.
It's so good. And I want to just say two things that you said, and then I have like one final question for you. I hope you guys are getting a ton of value of this. I'm typing as many chat notes as I can. But here's what I want you to remember is there's opportunity everywhere. Okay. So I love the cold market. Some people are really, really good online and they have people just naturally attracted to what they're doing. And, people are very good at that, or are great prospectors online. I do better. I want someone to hear my passion. I want to see their eye contact. I want to be able to give them a hug. Like, that works better for me. But I think that at the end of the day, people buy things from people they know, like, and trust. And even though a lot of us have some social distancing going on, a lot of it, and a lot of us have stay-at-home orders, there are people everywhere. And many of us are still coming in contact with people. And I want to just plant some seeds of where you're going to get them, okay? So Ryan and I, for the most part, have been making coffee at home, not only because we were like, let's stop spending, $15 a day at Starbucks between the two of us and put money into our wedding. But we're here, and I'm overly precautious right now because we've got some at-risk people in our network. So like, if I go, I'm telling you more than you need to know. But anyways, when the few times I've gone to Starbucks, I've talked to those girls in the drive-thru, right? I did the mobile order and you drive through, and I have first complimented them. You're amazing. Thank you for doing this. I realize that it must be challenging to come to work and the people you're coming in contact with. And I really just want to say thank you, right? And they're like, thank you. Like, people are immediately just taken back that you're that kind and you're recognizing them. And then I have said something along the lines of like, I really love to pay things forward. Can you please let me pay for the people behind me, right? I want to gift the drink to the people behind me, right? And they see my heart. They see that I believe in contribution. And then I said, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Starbucks is going to be determined an essential business in a week or two, but I'm looking for people like you. And if you're open to additional streams of revenue, if your hours were caught, I would love to chat with you. This girl was like, yeah, she has gloves on, right? She had a bandana around her face. And I said, what's your name? Can I find you on Instagram? What's your number? I'll text you, right? This is at the drive-thru. It takes minimal time. Now, is she enrolled right now? No. If Starbucks closes in a week, would she maybe? I don't know, right? And I hope Starbucks doesn't close. Not for me, for them. But there's still people there. So one of the other things that I've been doing, and I'm saying this because Erica's saying she's looking for belly to belly. There are still people everywhere, okay? I have gone around my neighborhood and I've put goodie bags of products. Okay, we don't have a huge neighborhood. And I put little packages together of a shake and a bar and a bia and a note, right? And I said, I wore gloves when I put this together. I absolutely believe in this nutrition. It's helping our family. If anybody is interested in how to stay healthy right now, please reach out to me, right? And people watched me do it, right? People saw me, they saw who I was, like, they see that I'm a real person. And that's burning desire. Like Janny just talked on this other call that like, you can't outwork me. And that's not because I want to be a badass. That's because I freaking love what I do. And I love people and I want this for other people. Okay. Now here's another thing that I've done. I worked exchanging time for money in hospitality for over a decade. And when you get paid $3 an hour, you are dependent on tips. I'm such a good tipper. This is an area that like I literally feel like I tithe. I mean, not that necessarily it's like directly related to faith, but because that's where a place I want to contribute. Like I remember when I first started dating Ryan and I would tip sometimes and he would look at me like I couldn't do math, right? Like our bill would be like $20 and I would leave 20. So our bill was 40 and he was like, and I'm like, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. This is like what I believe in, okay? So if anybody's ordering right now from DoorDash or Grubhub or Instacart, it defaults to a 5% tip. That's bullshit, right? Like that, no one should be making that poor of money, especially when they're the ones putting themselves at risk, okay? So this just happened on Saturday night. I ordered some stuff from drizzly.com. It's a wine, it's alcohol, I own that, right? And right when like Ryan's like, oh my gosh, I'll go to the store. You sure you want to do that? The fees and this and that. And I upped it, you know, to the 25% tip that I wanted to give them, which was now more than the wine I was ordering and the whole thing. This video comes on from CNN. That's what I happened to be watching then. And they were showing the first responders, right? They were showing the people in New York and the people that are still working for UPS and FedEx and the hospital and making this happen, right? Truck drivers that are still delivering food to grocery stores. And I'm in like full on tears. This is the honest God truth. I mean, there's people on here that are my friends that got onto a Zoom call afterwards. I'm in full on tears. And I'm like, babe, I'm gonna pay the delivery guy, right? Like the $20 was so negligible to me when I think about how hard other people are working and what we are able to do. This is not hard. And then I thought, who else can I help right now? Like, how else can I play bigger? So I stood outside and I waited for the delivery because I wanted to talk to him, right? I was waiting to be there to be able to be like, hey, are you like, thank you for doing this. How long have you been doing this? Is this your full time? Is there another way that I can help your family make money? Right? We never talked, like got close. I couldn't shake his hand. I couldn't hug him, those types of things. We exchanged information, right? I've had 5 different Instacart deliveries in the last 2 weeks. I've waited to talk to them. So when you say that like you miss belly to belly, these are people. There are people that are still working and there's people that you can help, right? Like one of the things that I know a lot of Isagenix people do over the holidays when UPS works so hard is put goodie bags together, right? Or something and put something like, pick this out. Thank you for delivering so hard, like on Christmas Eve, like here's some packages. You guys can do that right now. So like when I know a delivery is coming, especially if I'm not gonna be here, like I've put something on my door that said, this is amazing nutrition. Please invest in staying healthy, right? Like just consume it. If you want more, call me, and my card on there, right? Like these people need our immune support. They need the zinc, they need the shakes, they need the BIA. And I'm sharing this with you because there's opportunity everywhere. So stop making excuses that you don't know how to do social media because there's people in your apartment complexes. Order 2 cases of BIA and leave 1 in every single person's door. The enrollment will come back tenfold, I promise you. So I'm on a totally different tangent because you guys know I love Isagenix. But the last question that I was gonna ask Erica, right, was if there was one thing you could tell them right now, one thing, and I know it's a big one because you listen to so many people and you're so coachable and your mom is Janet Elo, right? But just one thing to leave them with this call and how they can take action right now, right? Or one thing that you think can shift someone's business that they go from 1-star to 2-star, manager to director, right? Like you've gone through the ranks. What's your final tip of advice for my drinkers tonight?
That is so hard to narrow it down to one. No, I mean, you guys, honestly, like, and in our Bible study, we were also talking about this, and Lauren kind of touched on this in the beginning. And Lauren, like, you're so amazing. Everything that you just shared, like, such fire and passion, and you can feel it, like, from your heart that you truly care. And it is just so incredible. I mean, across the company, you guys, would you not agree that Isagenix has just been so generous and so thoughtful and just so right on top of all of this with us. But Lauren, I just love everything you said. And when you were talking about me in the beginning and our hug and like, just, you know, my energy and I'm just a light and all of that, you guys, we are the hands and feet of Jesus. And when people feel our love, they not only open up to us, but they open up to him as well. And so I feel like the more that I just like shine my light and my positivity and like that, I have such an incredible gift, you guys. Like the thing about Isagenix that is so crazy is like people underneath you can make more money than you. There is an equal opportunity for everyone at a time where health and like health awareness is now a conscious like subject around the world, around the globe. So we can literally talk to people about this at any point in time. Like, I don't know what your conversations are like, but at least one point in the conversation, COVID-19 is coming up in it, because it is affecting every single person and every single job and every single career and everybody's health. So I think that, I mean, what I really leave you with is when you realize that you have this incredible gift and you're just looking for people with dreams and with solutions, like, get out of your own way and dig in right now to this company, buy into this belief, buy into, I mean, literally everything that we are about. Dig in. I've told my girls, and like, this is what we're running with our movement right now. This, during a really tough time of 2008, 2009, that's when my mom came into this business. That is when Isagenix launched. You guys, average, everyday people in all sorts of careers and industries started to take a look at network marketing when the world started to collapse. So many millionaires came in from this, and they did all sorts of things. My mom stayed at home. She'd never sold a candle in her life. We still don't know how she did this. Like, we look back and we smile. It is incredible what you have a hold of. So get out of your own way and really just coming from a place of service and a focus of impact. Your business will grow without you even knowing it. When my mom was so focused on rank advancing Lauren and Jessica, and they were always running at like the exact same time, and I remember it because I used to do your graphics, Lauren and Jessica, when you guys had rank advance for my mom. She'd be like, I need a picture. Can you do this? So I would help, always, of course, but you guys, she was so focused on her people doing well that she would literally like rank advance herself during that time. And we would have no idea because she was so focused on her people. And so my focus has really been on helping my girls get paid and helping their people get paid. And like, I swear, when you change and shift into that mindset of just coming from that place that we have a gift, we're looking for people that need solutions and that have dreams. And I'm telling you right now, could not be a better time to be a part of Isagenix. So if you do have your feet in here, dig deep, don't go anywhere. Like, this is the time to be taking this so seriously and to be doing the daily income producing activities and to be doing the work, because it will pay off as this all continues to unfold. So thanks so much for having me, Laura. I just love sharing and love being on with you and chatting. It's really fun.
You are amazing. Thank you so much. I love learning from you. I've loved seeing your growth. You have just absolutely inspired my whole team. I'll get you the recordings. You have it too. Thank you. Stay healthy. Let me know if I can do anything for you guys. And thank you all for being on. I am going to quickly unmute so you guys can send some love to Erica.
Even as a girl trying to do.
Thanks, girl.
Amazing.
Go eat.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Night. Thank you.
Love you so
Thank
much.
you, Lauren.